Question is that the bill be now read a second time. Ms. Tin Pei Ling.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. 2020 was an eventful year and will be vividly remembered by many Singaporeans. For one, the year 2020 heralded the start of a digital transformation journey for many people in Singapore. On this note, I applaud the introduction of the Amendment Bill as a timely and impactful step towards our Smart Nation journey. In fact, I would see this amendment as a catch-up because the technological solutions are readily available, the people's will and attention to this, the willingness to try out, are also available now, and now it is the legal catch-up. And so this is yet another piece to the puzzle. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, digitalization has always been tightly associated with productivity gains, improving cost effectiveness, and these attributes are evident. In an example of maritime industry, it is an industry that has been unduly burdened by tons of paperwork for conveying goods across seas. Earlier, Minister would have illustrated this with many examples and details, so I'll just be reinforcing some of this. The impact of digitizing bills of lading in Singapore would be very significant, given that seaborne trade has been a critical lifeline of our country ever since Sir Stamford Raffles transformed Singapore into a bustling trade port back in 1819. With an extensive connection to 600 ports in over 120 countries and more than 130,000 vessels calling on Singapore, the decision to embark on the digitalization of paper bills of lading is apparent. A recent finding from the Digital Container Shipping Association predicted a potential cost savings of more than $4 billion a year on the maritime industry by digitalizing the paper-based bills of lading. Now, apart from the enhancement of cost savings and data accuracy, and perhaps even, preventing fraud, digitalization helps to promote environmental sustainability. The International Air Transport Association introduced digitalization of air waybills for the air freight industry about 10 years ago. Apart from the clear cost savings benefit, digitalization could help eliminate more than 7,800 tons of paper documents annually, which is equivalent to 80 Boeing 747 planes filled with paper. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, the recognition of digital signature in a legal document plays a pivotal role in transforming the legal sector with deeply rooted reliance on wet ink signature and physical seals for executions. On this note, I am heartened that the lasting power of attorney is one of the first legal documents to be digitalized, which is timely in view of the increasing awareness and acceptance of LPA. In 2019, the number of registrations reported was 24,488, and this doubled the registration numbers in 2017. Moving forward, the number of registrations is poised to grow further, with newer generations of Singaporeans joining the ranks of seniors. This group of seniors will be technologically savvy, digitally proficient, and more receptive of registering for LPA. Furthermore, we could open a bank account today on a mobile application through SingPass MyInfo for authentication, doing away the need to physically step foot into the branch. These changes will enhance citizens' access to important services. Well, actually, prior to this, I had wanted to ask Minister whether there will be plans to further digitalize other transactions and recognize digital signatures for more legal documents. And I know that Minister have shared this in his speech earlier, that the ministry will be looking into this. And I would like to ask maybe the government, the ministry, to first give priority to consideration where there are large volume transactions happening on a day-to-day basis, including, for example, option to purchase agreements, so that it will be much more convenient and save time and cost for our normal, ordinary citizens. That said, as digital solutions increasingly become available and transactions made easier with digitalization, I would also urge the government to constantly review and ensure that the legal and process safeguards are in place to prevent abuse, especially for transactions that interact or intersect with ordinary citizens' lives. Technology is just an enabler, but the process design, I think, is very key. So in terms of authenticity, as well as doing away with duplicates, blockchain, for example, could solve it. But sometimes, how do we prevent, someone with an agenda from, masquerading as someone who he is not, and, taking advantage of the process and the convenience of digital solutions? I think this is something that we will have to always bear in mind to constantly review and make sure that the safeguards are in place. And therefore, with that, Mr. Speaker, sir, I support the amendment bill. Thank you.